So in this video, I'm basically gonna go over las escalas, la escala de do. Pretty simple, pretty basic stuff for people who are barely starting to get into guitar. So right here, I have my book, Como Requintear Chingón. Basically, I'm gonna give it to you guys for free. But basically, it contains all the scales and all the stuff you need. But we're gonna start on the section de la escala de do. So if we scroll all the way to donde dice la escala de do, ejercicios para requintear rápido, we're going to start off con la escala básica. So basically this one. And before we start, you got to know how to read tabs. So I'm going to quickly explain how to read this stuff over here. So what do these letters mean on the side right here? Basically, those letters are the names of the strings right here. So for example, this E right here, this line means that we're playing on this line, the first string on the guitar. All right. So that's basically how it goes. And then it just goes from there. So this is the second string. So second string right here. This one right here. The G string is the third string right here. And so on. So this E right here, it's the one all the way on top right here. So that's the sixth string. So that's kind of how it goes, just so you could kind of picture it in your mind. Now these numbers right here, they're the fret numbers. So for example, this is a 3 on string A. So we're going to find string A first, which is this one right here, second to the top one. And it has a number 3. So that means it's the fret number 3. So 1, 2, 3. It's basically that note right there. So that's the basics of how to read tabs. So for example, right there, you see another number on the same place. So string A, fret 5. So basically right here, fret 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the first two notes are string A, fret 3, fret 5. Then we move down to string D on fret 2, 3, 5. Move down to string G on the second fret, on the fourth fret. And you see we continue on that string. So we're going to move on to the fifth fret right here. All right. And basically that's the whole scale. I put the rest of the scale going backwards, working from there. So this is how it kind of looks like. So it goes like this. And then backwards. So that's the basics of how to read tabs and how to play la escala de do. So take a few minutes to go over that scala and just really practice it going forwards and going backwards. Um, Also try incorporating el metrónomo. So people always ask me, how do you play con metrónomo? So there's different apps that you could download. Just search them up on Google Store, on the Apple Store, and basically just search for metronome app and it should pop up. And then just put a number and just start practicing with it. So what's up, Chris? We're going over la escala de do. So I don't know if you have any experience playing guitar before. I don't know if you're a beginner or something. Just let me know. So going over one more time. Fret 5, moving down to string D on fret 2, fret 3, fret 5, moving down to string G, fret 4, fret 5, and then backwards. All right. So now we're gonna go over la scala, the long one. Because normally when we do adornos, we're gonna be end up playing down here, like especially when we do these escalas, right? Sometimes we're gonna need to use adornos for la escala de do. So we're gonna need to know how to use those too. So how do you play those? Basically, it's kind of the same as the ones up here, but it's an octave lower. So we're starting off on string 3 on fret number 5. So right here, right here, 5 and 7. So we're gonna hit those first. Fret 5 and 7 on string G. Then fret 5 on string B. 6, 8, 5, 7, 8. All right, so one more time. So really take the time to practice that scala too, because you're gonna have to memorize these two separately, and then try to put them together so you could play the entire scale on the entire fret of the guitar. So one more time, starting right there on fret 5, string G, 5, 7, 5, 6, 8, 5, 7, 8. All right, and that's a do. So once you practice those two parts of la escala de do, you're gonna try to put it all together, right? So this is part of this escala. As you can see, it starts right here, 3, 5, and then it goes from there, and then it goes all the way down to the guitar and goes back up. So that's like 2 octaves of la escala that you could use for adornos and stuff. And so it's important to know. So we're gonna try it all from the very beginning, fret 3, 5 on string A. So it goes. Backwards. So now instead of just having this for adornos, now we got all this to start playing around with and making our own adornos, right? So those are 2 important escalas. Well, it's one escala that you gotta memorize, those 2 parts. And like I said, practice them así solo at first, and then start trying to practice along with metronome and stuff. But that's basically it. And then I'm gonna go over how to play las escalas de do con terceras, because that's what we use para requintear. So I'm gonna show you basically the pattern. And once you memorize this pattern right here, mayor, menor, menor, mayor, basically you're gonna be able to play every single escala con terceras just by knowing this formula, las escalas mayores, pues. So what I mean by mayor, menor. So when I mean by mayor, and I'm not gonna play la escala de do right now, it's just to show you an example. When the notes are together like this, that's a mayor, right? But now if I spread them apart with 1 fret in between, can you hear the difference right there right away? So mayor, they're together, menor, far apart, right? So you could hear the difference right away between mayor and menor. So what I mean by the pattern right here, mayor, menor, menor, mayor, basically right there, if we start in un mayor, the next part of la escala is gonna be a menor. So we're gonna move up right here. So from here, scoot up to menor. And we're connecting all of these notes, right? So look at that. Mayor, menor connected. Menor, we're gonna connect it right here. And then backwards, menor, mayor. So that's what I mean by that pattern, right? So using that pattern, we can find any scale, especially like here, mayor, menor, menor, right? So we're gonna practice that. Just keep that in mind. But we're gonna start applying that con do, la escala de do. So you could start taking out requintos in el tono de do, right? So for example, right here, again, tabs, you know how to read them. But when you see numbers right on top of each other like that, that means you're gonna play them at the exact same time. So for example, this is on the first string, 0. So we're not playing anything. Second string, fret number 1, it's gonna sound like this. 0 and 1, right? And we're playing them together. 1, 3. So that's where the pattern starts. That would be the mayor, but since we don't have a fret right here, that's gonna be a lighter, right? So the next part of the pattern, menor. So it'd be open like that. Menor, mayor, mayor, menor, menor, and then mayor right here. right? So I'm gonna leave the book right here. Just go over this video and try to play that scala all the way through. Basically, I'm gonna keep this lesson short because I don't want to confuse you guys. So just to go over what we went over in this video, um, basically we learned how to read tabs. If you still need help, just send me a message and I'll send you a video explaining how to read tabs. But practice this scala, especially the complete one, 2 octaves, going backwards, and really practice it until you no longer have to think about all those notes. You just got to memorize, and then we'll start using those notes to play adornos and stuff in future videos. But for right now, just memorize the notes. And once you go over that, memorize these because these are important, especially para empezar a requintear. So, for example, if a song's in do, we could use la escala de do to start like coming up with your own requintos and stuff, just using that escala. So that's very important to learn. But basically, that was it for this video. Again, if you have any more questions, leave them in the question section, and I'll answer them for you. All right. So don't make sure también to practice these. Record yourself, film a video, and post them también in the sharing section, so I could look over and see if you're actually doing it right, and just help you improve and get better. All right. So I'm gonna end this right here. Hope this helped you out, and I'll see you guys in the next video.